Welcome to the second Road to Level 60 adventure with Yadigthat. Can this young rogue make it to level 60 without dying? Can this poor gamer kid invest enough time and energy into a completely meaningless task? Except of course for the clout, you know? And hit level 60 without going completely insane. All the while risking his life on a PvP server where surely someone watching this exact video will come and gank me once I reach the PvP zone later on. The journey is long and the stakes are high, and the stream snipers are prevalent. But wouldn't you just look at this character's face? This is the face of determination. Find out in this episode if Yadigthat can overcome all the obstacles and sneak past all the opposing factions' level 60s. Alright, what's up guys? Hope you enjoyed that intro for this week's episode. Remember, we're playing hardcore mode, so if I die even once, I will have to start this whole entire series all over again. We'll have to try a totally new series if that happens. However, I'm seriously crossing my fingers that we can make it to level 60. That would be freaking legendary. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into it. We left off last episode hitting level 10, and I hadn't even trained a single skill point. I was pretty unsure of which talent to take, but I was thinking that it'd be best to go down the subtlety tree, as I wanted to hopefully be able to protect myself in any potential PvP situations. Honestly, let's just hope that that never happens. But I decided to take my first point into opportunity. I quickly looked over my quest log and decided I would start collecting kelp. Collecting kelp started. I surprisingly ran into one of my first close calls when I attacked a murloc at about half HP. While I was fighting this murloc, I aggroed another. I didn't think much of the other murloc until I noticed I was getting dangerously low on HP, so I thought to kite away from the murloc using my gouge, only to realize that my gouge was extending the murloc's aggro range. I literally had to run all the way back to Goldshire before the murloc finally de-aggroed off of me and I was forced to health pot. In the end, it was fine, but not too bad. We made it work. Then finally, I finished collecting kelp. Collecting kelp turned in, the escaped picked up. Then I made my way outside of Goldshire and had a quick emote conversation with this friendly human priest. He was a rather nice fellow. Turned in the escape for some easy health pots. These will come in super useful for me. Then I made my way to Stonecairn Lake and completed Find the Lost Guards. Picked up Discovered Rolf's Fates. Yikes, more murlocs. Picked up a Bundle of Trouble. And also picked up Red Linen Goods. Sold some junk in order to complete my newly acquired quests. Started a Bundle of Trouble. Finished a Bundle of Trouble. Then it was time to take on some more murlocs. Great, here we go. Started Discover Rolf's Fate. Then finally completed Rolf's Fate. Report to Thomas picked up. After that, I started Red Linen Goods. And finished Red Linen Goods. Turned in a Bundle of Trouble. Turned in Red Linen Goods. Lastly, I turned in Report to Thomas and picked up Deliver Thomas's Report. Turned in Thomas's report and accepted cloth and leather armor. Ding, level 11. Put my next talent point into Master of Deception. After having chosen my next talent point, I heard a small voice call out to me. Hello there, Yadigthat. Well, hello there. Would you care to use one of my horses? I appreciate the gesture, but I'm not level 40 yet. Oh well, that's okay, no worries. I thought it may help you in your travels. Figured I would lend a hand. That's no problem at all. Hey, so what do you think? I'm on an adventure to try to make level 60 without dying. Thoughts? Oh, you're doomed, especially that one of my horses I have to offer. Nobody likes you, Emma. Well, one thing's for sure, guys. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from hitting 60, especially this silly stable master. Let's continue on. Now I had got to a point where my bags were really full, and I had built up a lot of resources for professions. Thought I would keep investing in my professions. Alright, so let's go. Sold some more junk, smelted all my copper ore, trained more cooking, crafted more rough blasting powder, went back to Stormwind and picked up Investigate the Scourge of Stormwind, trained a handful of copper bolts and rough copper bombs, made some copper bolts, crafted rough copper bombs, trained arc-like spanner, copper tube, and rough boomstick, made arc-like spanners for more engineering levels, trained crude scope, turned in Stormpike's delivery, trained first aid, crafted all my linen cloth into linen bandages, went to the rogue trainer and trained dual wield, sprint, sap, and slice and dice. Then I actually decided to invest into fishing and cooking, got level 50 fishing, went back to the bank to deposit items, hearthed back to Goldshire, cooked my brilliant small fish. Finally, I got back to the action and accepted bounty on murlocs, turned in cloth and leather armor, got back to the murlocs and started bounty of murlocs. It was here at the murlocs that I actually had quite a bit of trouble. These pesky murlocs will really get to you if you're not careful. I found myself typically pulling 2 murlocs at a time because they were so close to one another. Then, I accidentally pull another bear and now I'm in a situation with 3 mobs on me. I strategically run away from the bear and get out of his aggro range. I managed to keep both Murlocs on me, which is good, but this is going to be close. I pop a health potion in the middle of the fight, and without gouging, I get one tick of a bandage off. Then I used a rough copper bomb on the two of them, and then thankfully I was able to take down the last Murloc with my eviscerate with literally one tick of HP left. Made it out alive. Let's go. By the way, if you're enjoying this episode and have made it this far, consider subscribing for more World of Warcraft content just like this, and follow along with me on my adventure. Completed Bounty of Murlocs. Turned in Bounty of Murlocs. Then I headed back to Stormwind and finished Investigate the Scourge of Stormwind. Turned in Investigate the Scourge of Stormwind. Banked items. Then I picked up Riverpaw Knoll Bounty. Picked up Wanted Hogger. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get this awesome chess piece. Let's hope it goes well. Started a Riverpaw Knoll Bounty. Finished Riverpaw Knoll Bounty. Then I actually decided to turn in Riverpaw Knoll Bounty. After that, I look over my quests and decide to go to Westfall. I really don't want to screw up on Hogger, so I head that way to get level 12 really quick and pick up some quests. Burlbrell's Deed turned in. The Forgotten Heirloom picked up. Westfall Stew and Poor Old Blanchy picked up. I think I wanted to stay here in Westfall looking at the footage, but I stay here and kill a few rusty harvest golems to quickly ding level 12. Then I head back to Dunmoreau. On my way back to Dunmoreau, I got my professions up a bit and trained Journeyman Miner, Smelt Bronze, and Smelt Tin along the way. Banked some more items. I was easily high enough level to move on to Westfall, but I thought it would be a good idea to do some more low-level quests in order that I could be extremely over-leveled by the time I went to the next zones. However, as I made my way down to Karanos from Ironforge, I really started to get weary from my travels. Brr, it's really starting to get cold out here. I'm so tired from my travels. I wonder if there's any place I could go to warm up for a bit. Grab a bite to eat and drink. Ah, this looks like a good spot. Well, I'm glad I found this spot. It's warm and cozy in here. Greetings, Yadigthat. What brings you to these parts? You don't look like you're from around here. No, Sir Belm. I'm afraid not. I've come from Elwyn Forest. Say, you wouldn't happen to have some food and drink for me, would you, good sir? Ah, well, it would appear you've come to the right place. We dwarves love our meat, cheese, and above all else, our mead. Well, Sir Belm, if you wouldn't mind, I'll have one of your finest beverages. Here you go, Sir Dig. Have a Rhapsody Malt on the house. Oh, my aching head. What happened? Sir Belm, do you remember what happened? Oh yes, Sir Dig, very clearly. You had one too many Rhapsody Malts and started dancing with all the she-dwarves. You stripped down to your underwear, and while gallivanting about, you hit your head on something and have only just woke up now. Well, I had better clean up my act. I only have one life. After having gotten excessively drunk at the inn in Karanos, I made my way to Brunel village. Turned in Evershine, picked up a favor for Evershine, also picked up the Perfect Stout. A favor for Evershine started, the Perfect Stout started. The Perfect Stout finished. The Perfect Stout turned in, and Shimmer Stout picked up. Then finally, a favor for Evershine completed and turned in. Then picked up Return to Bellowfizz. Road to Salvation picked up. Return to Bellowfizz turned in. Operation Recombobulation picked up. Frostmane Hold picked up. And Operation Recombobulation started. Completed Operation Recombobulation. Frostmane Hold started. Frostmane Hold finished. Operation Recombobulation turned in. Frostmane Hold turned in. The reports picked up. Then I finally got my cooking to level 50, which meant that I could cook Longjaw Mud Snappers. I had done a lot of cooking prior, so this really boosted my cooking level. Trained Journeyman Cook, Boiled Clams, Coyote Steak, and Crab Cakes. I also ended up with 78 cooking. Sold some more junk. Then after this, I decided to go pick up Protecting the Herd. This is actually the first time that I've ever attempted this quest while playing hardcore, so I wasn't quite sure what the most optimal way of bringing down Vagash was, but here's how it went down. I open up on Vagash with my throwing knives, and I remembered from earlier while leveling on the Wendigos from last episode that if I use my thrown weapons in combination with Gouge, I can continuously aggro Vagash as far as I need to, so that's exactly what I do. I bring Vagash all the way down the mountainside, and whenever possible I use my thrown weapons. At one point, I had to gouge Vagash and use a health pot as I was getting too low on HP. Along the way down, I also pulled another bear, and I seriously freaked out when that happened, but I managed to disengage the bear and keep pulling Vagash further and further back. Again, I have to gouge him one more time and use a bandage on myself and keep DPSing him down with my thrown weapons. Eventually, I was able to bring Vagash all the way down to the Dunmoreau Mountaineer, who was able to help me finish off the kill. and successfully be able to get credit. I was literally so glad I brought this dude down. Then after that, I turned in protecting the herd. Ding, level 13. And with that major milestone completed with us taking down Vagash, I hope that this series can inspire more players to join the hardcore World of Warcraft scene. This has been a revitalizing way to play World of Warcraft for me, and has been really fun to edit. Also, if you have any critiques of this style of content, I'd like to know. Leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know how I can improve upon it. If you enjoyed watching, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button on this video. Also, come hop into my streams when you see that I go live right here on YouTube. I have a series here with my hardcore rogue, and I also occasionally play duels with my brother. And remember, don't get drunk and in while playing hardcore World of Warcraft. You dig that?